If you are a Libra rising, I know you are tired of keeping the peace at your own expense. In 2026, you finally stop negotiating your value just to make others comfortable. This is a partnership threshold year. Let's talk about why. This is the 2026 full year forecast for Libra Rising. In Astrofusion Lab, we read from the rising sign perspective because it shows how astrology lands in real life through relationships, work, money decisions, and the internal response to all of it. And make sure you stick around until the end. I'm going to share a specific timing technique that will tell you exactly which part of this forecast matters most for your specific age. This is a collective forecast. Also, exact times can vary a bit by location and time zone, so use the dates as anchors. For Libra Rising, 2026 is a partnership threshold year. A year where relationships, contracts, and commitments become the main arena of growth. And that doesn't automatically mean romance only. It can show up through business partnerships, collaborations, clients, legal agreements, or even the way you relate to the other in general. The core question is, what are you building with other people? And is it actually balanced? This year tends to make power dynamics visible. It asks for mature choices, clean agreements, and honesty about what you want. And if something has been held together by avoidance, 2026 doesn't really let that slide. It pushes you toward clarity, because clarity is what creates peace. It's a year to build partnerships that can hold the real you. As a Libra rising, your chart ruler is Venus. So Venus sets the tone for how you move through 2026. Your values, your style, your money, and the way you connect. In traditional astrology, Venus is the planet of union and harmony. But this year, Venus spends a significant amount of time in warrior mode due to the retrograde cycle late in the year. So for Libra rising, a big part of doing 2026 well is realizing that peace isn't passive. Sometimes peace requires a hard conversation. Sometimes balance requires saying no. And the big Venus retrograde late in the year is your personal reset button. It happens in your second and first houses, money and identity. So it's not just about relationships, it's about self-worth. It asks, does the way I'm living actually reflect what I value? And am I being paid emotionally and financially what I'm worth? If you use Venus well in 2026, the theme is simple. Don't negotiate your own value just to keep someone else comfortable. The headline transit for Libra rising in 2026 is Saturn and Neptune moving into Aries and activating your 7th house. Partnerships, marriage, open enemies, and committed one-on-one dynamics. Here are the key timing anchors. Neptune enters Aries on January 26th at the very first degree. Saturn enters Aries on February 13th, and then they meet. Saturn conjunct Neptune on February 20th. For Libra rising, the 7th house is the place of the other. So when major planets move here, the plot usually involves someone else. It can be a partner, a spouse, a collaborator, or even a rival. Saturn and Neptune together are a very specific mix. Neptune can dissolve a boundary or reveal where you've been idealizing someone. Saturn asks for reality, commitment, and structure. So early 2026 can feel like a relationship reality check, where you stop hoping for potential and start looking at what's actually in front of you. This transit often brings a leveling up in partnership. For some, that means getting serious, engagements, contracts, or deepening a bond through shared responsibility. For others, it means realizing a relationship structure has expired and having the maturity to address it. And a dignity note that matters. Saturn is in fall in Aries, so this can feel frustrating at times. Aries wants to move fast. Saturn wants to build slow. So in relationships, you might feel a tension between I want this now and we need to build this right. The lesson is to trust the pacing. If it's real, it can handle the time it takes to build. If you've been asking relationship questions, is this viable? Where is this going? What do I want? Late January through February starts to deliver the answers. The second major shift of the year is Uranus entering Gemini. On April 26th, Uranus leaves Taurus and moves into Gemini for the first time in 84 years. This is a 7-year transit, so we are just getting the opening chapter in 2026. But before we talk about where Uranus is going, we have to acknowledge what it's leaving. For the last 7 years, Uranus has been in your 8th house, often bringing volatility to taxes, debts, or a partner's income. As it leaves this sector in April, that financial chaos finally stabilizes, giving you a chance to breathe. Now, as Uranus enters Gemini, it lights up your 9th house. The 9th house is about your worldview, higher education, publishing, foreign travel, spirituality, and the search for meaning. Uranus here is the mind expander. So, while your 7th house is getting serious about partnership, Uranus in the 9th is opening up your world. You may feel a sudden urge to travel, to learn something completely new, or to break out of a belief system that feels too small. This is often a signature for unexpected journeys, literal trips to places you never planned to go, or intellectual journeys where you discover a new philosophy or field of study that changes your direction. The energy here is about freedom of thought. It's about breaking out of the mental box you've been living in. A specific warning for travelers: there is a volatile date to watch, July 4th. Mars meets Uranus in your 9th house. If you are traveling long distance or dealing with legal matters around this time, expect the unexpected. It's a signature for sudden changes to itineraries or heated debates over ideology. Stay flexible and double-check your plans. The key with Uranus in the 9th is to stay curious. The more you're willing to explore new perspectives, the more this transit supports you. It's trying to upgrade your worldview so you can see options you didn't know existed. Now let's talk eclipses, because this is where the year tends to course correct you. First, the Aquarius and Leo eclipses. The solar eclipse in Aquarius happens on February 17th at 29 degrees, and the solar eclipse in Leo happens on August 12th at 20 degrees. For Libra Rising, Aquarius is your 5th house, traditionally called good fortune, romance, creativity, children, pleasure, and risk. Leo is your 11th house, traditionally called good spirit, friends, networks, community, and long-term hopes. So, this axis is about joy and connection. It's the friends and lovers axis. It can bring turning points in your creative life, your romantic life, or your social circle. You might find yourself launching a creative project, entering a new romance, or realizing that your friend group needs to evolve to match who you're becoming. Second, the Virgo and Pisces eclipses. The lunar eclipse in Virgo happens on March 3rd at 13 degrees, and the lunar eclipse in Pisces happens on August 28th at 5 degrees. For Libra Rising, Virgo is your 12th house, rest, retreat, hidden things, and the subconscious. Pisces is your 6th house, work, health, routines, and service. So, this second axis is about health and management. It's asking you to balance your physical health with your mental health. It can highlight where you're burning the candle at both ends, or where you need to create better boundaries at work so you can actually rest. If you've been ignoring a health signal or a burnout symptom, these eclipses tend to bring it up so you can fix it. On August 18th, 2026, the lunar nodes change signs. The North Node leaves Pisces and enters Aquarius, and the South Node leaves Virgo and enters Leo. For Libra Rising, that lands across your 5th and 11th houses, so it reinforces the creativity and community storyline for the rest of the year. With the North Node moving through Aquarius, growth pulls you toward your own creative expression, your joy, and taking risks that feel authentic to you. It asks you to stop blending into the crowd and start standing out for what you love. And with the South Node in Leo in your 11th house, there's a release happening around social performance. letting go of the need to please the group, or staying in a community just because it's comfortable. If you've been asking, where is my joy? After mid-August, the answer is follow what lights you up, even if it makes you stand out from the crowd. Pluto continues moving through Aquarius, and for Libra Rising, that's your 5th house: creativity, romance, children, and pleasure. This is a long transit, so it's not a one-year story. But in 2026, you can feel what it's doing. It's transforming your relationship with joy and self-expression. Pluto in the 5th can bring intense romantic experiences, deep creative drives, or a desire to birth something, whether that's a child, a project, or a new version of yourself. It asks you to stop creating from a place of superficiality and start creating from a place of depth. The point isn't to just have fun. The point is to feel alive. Pluto here wants you to engage with life passionately, obsessively, and honestly. Jupiter is a supporting co-star in 2026, and it helps answer questions about growth and opportunity. A key timing anchor is June 30th, when Jupiter enters Leo. So, for the first half of 2026, Jupiter is moving through your 10th house: career, reputation, and public visibility. Jupiter is exalted in Cancer, so this is a beautiful signature for career growth, recognition, or feeling supported in your professional path. It's a great time to launch, to lead, or to be seen. Then once Jupiter enters Leo on June 30th, it moves into your 11th house: friends, networks, and long-term dreams. So the second half of the year is supportive for networking, collaboration, and finding the people who can help you reach your goals. However, watch for mid-July. Around July 20th, Jupiter opposes Pluto across your 11th and 5th house axis. This is a tension point between what the group wants and what your heart wants. You might feel a clash between a social obligation and a personal passion, or a friend versus a romantic partner. Ensure your social life isn't overpowering your personal joy. So the pattern is simple. First, you grow your career, and then you find the community that supports that success. Late in the year, Venus goes retrograde, and for Libra Rising, this is personal, because Venus rules your chart. Venus stations retrograde on October 3rd at 8 degrees Scorpio, and then Venus stations direct on November 13th at 23 degrees Libra. For Libra Rising, this retrograde storyline moves across your 2nd and 1st houses. Scorpio is your 2nd house: money, income, possessions, and self-worth. Libra is your 1st house: your identity, body, style, and presence. A dignity note that matters: Venus in Scorpio is traditionally in detriment, so the first part of the retrograde can feel intense around money or self-esteem. You might question your earning power or realize you've been undervaluing yourself in an agreement. Then, when Venus backs into Libra, where Venus is in domicile, it enters your 1st house. This is a major identity review. It's about how you see yourself, how you present yourself, and whether you like the person you're becoming. When Venus turns direct in Libra, it's often a moment of clarity and confidence. You come out of the retrograde with a stronger sense of self and a clearer understanding of your own value. So for Libra Rising, this isn't just a relationship retrograde, it's a me retrograde. It's about securing your own mask before helping others. Before we close, I want to add one timing technique from traditional astrology that makes the year feel much more personal: annual profections. Each year of life activates a house. That house becomes the main topic of the year, and its ruler becomes your Time Lord, the planet that helps tell the story of how the year unfolds. Profections are counted from your birthday to your next birthday. For Libra Rising, here's the profection map. Find your age. How to use this. If your perfection house lines up with the loud themes in the forecast, especially the 1st, 2nd, 7th, or 10th, those topics tend to feel more personal, and timing tends to show up more clearly. To pull it all together, 2026 is a year where partnership, identity, and self-worth all come into sharper focus. Late January through February sets the tone as Saturn and Neptune enter Aries and activate your 7th house, reshaping relationships, contracts, and the kind of commitment you're actually available for. Late April brings Uranus into your 9th, updating beliefs, expanding perspective, and pushing you toward a bigger direction. The Eclipses and Nodal Shift emphasize the 5th and 11th houses, love, joy, creativity, and the communities you build your future with. Jupiter supports career growth early in the year and then opens doors through friendships and networks after June 30th. And Venus retrograde in the fall becomes a major reset for money, values, and identity, asking you to stop negotiating against yourself. If you keep it simple, choose partnerships that are real, choose joy that's honest, and let your values guide your decisions instead of fear. This has been your 2026 full-year forecast for Libra Rising from Astro Lab, where ancient astrology meets modern psychological insight. Each month, we'll come back to these themes and track how they unfold in real time.